sure we can go live. We're good.
Ready? Good morning. Today is Friday, July 8th, 2022 at 8:45 a.m. We are in the Brecksville-Broadview Heights Education Center, 6638 Mill Road, Brecksville. This is a special meeting of the Brecksville-Broadview Heights Board of Education in public for the purpose of approving personnel recommendations, school resource officer memorandum of understanding, and revised 2022-2023 pay to participate fees. This meeting will be live streamed via YouTube and will also be recorded for later viewing. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel where all recordings are posted. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 1C, roll call.
Mrs. Kramer?
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack? Mrs. Wigman?
Yes.
Mr. Dosen?
Yes. And Mrs. Mack is out of town and unable to join us this morning. Item 2, superintendent's other business. Resolve to approve SRO MOU as attached. May I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Joelle, do you want to give a little explanation on what we're dealing with?
Yes, about 4 years ago, Ohio Revised Code required us to have an MOU in place if we were going to have SROs service in our school buildings. And so we created one with Broadview Heights because we have an SRO officer at the high school and we've had one. And so that has been renewed once. Since we are moving to one building at the elementary school, we approached the city of Brecksville and Broadview Heights to see if we could have an SRO at each of our buildings, just as an added layer of safety and security for our students. This SRO outlines the terms and conditions and the operating agreement between the city of Brecksville, who is placing one of their officers at the middle school to be a full-time SRO officer there while kids are in school, as well as at the elementary school. So this is an agreement with them that outlines those terms and conditions.
Okay, very good. And just so everyone is aware, so SRO is school resource officer, and currently the city of Brecksville and the city of Broadview Heights both provide one SRO officer that they fund. This new SRO officer from the city of Brecksville, this MOU spells out some reimbursement, basically, where the officer will still be employed by the city of Brecksville's police department, but our school district will reimburse the cost of that officer so that we can have an officer in all 3 of our buildings next school year. Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Mrs. Kramer?
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski?
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman?
Yes.
Mr. Dosen?
Yes. Item 3, superintendent recommendations. Item A, resolve to approve the certified personnel recommendations as attached. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Joelle, you want to give a quick explanation on what we're doing?
Sure. So the purpose of this special meeting, as you know, the state of Ohio has a rule that says that school districts do not need to let people out of their contracts after July 10th, should they receive an offer for another position. And so it was necessary for us to have this meeting today to approve the certified recommendations as attached to meet that July 10th deadline. So there wouldn't be an issue with the school districts in which these 2 individuals work currently would have any issue letting them out of their contract.
So that is why we're meeting at 8:45 a.m. on a Friday morning.
That is correct.
Any comments or questions? Roll call.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski.
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman.
Yes.
Mr. Dosen.
Yes. Four, treasurer's consent agenda. Item A, resolve to approve the revised 2022-2023 pay to participate fees as attached hereto. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Greg, you want to give a little explanation?
So with the last meeting, a lot of stuff going on in June. So I kind of highlighted everything in these sheets that's attached in like a darker yellow. The column to figure out the percentage was actually incorrect. And so in doing that, we had several revisions of increases and decreasing as that column changed. So the ones that are in yellow changed. The other ones either changed were changed at the last meeting, or they're remaining the same, obviously, moving forward. So just the ones in the dark yellow are the ones that are changing according to the formula. That was my mistake. So each one of these documents has like a host of dark yellow items that were on there. And then I also wanted to point out we do have some anticipated increased expenditures with the one sport, which is boys volleyball, because that is becoming a official OHSAA sport. So there are some enrollment fees, other things that they'll be participating in. So we kind of took a little bit of a guesstimate of what that'll be, but that is one of the outliers that's outside of the 25%. The other ones have all been adjusted accordingly.
And just as a reminder, we discussed this at length at our last meeting, but basically we're capping both the increase and decrease of fees at 25% as we move to align with more actual costs that we're starting to get in. And these corrections are because some of these numbers there was a spreadsheet mistake, and they exceeded the 25% threshold. So these are correcting the fee schedule so that they stay within the 25% caps going up or down. And thank you for the parents who caught this.
I know, right?
Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski.
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman.
Yes.
Mr. Dosen.
Yes. Item 5, item A, announcements. Our next regular meeting of the Board of Education is scheduled for Tuesday, August 16th at 7 p.m. Item B, adjournment. Resolve to adjourn the meeting. May I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mrs. Kwiatkowski.
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman.
Yes.
Mr. Dosen.
Yes. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and go back to enjoying your summer.
Happy Friday.
Thank you so much for the hiring of Mr. Parker. I would just